President Trump sent a pretty clear message when he tweeted about Ed Gillespies' loss after the Virginia governor's race Tuesday night. "I reserve the right to throw any GOP candidate who doesn't bear-hug me under the bus." And plenty of the post-election analysis has focused on whether Republicans need to bear-hug him, whether they can embrace the kind of Trumpism without Trump strategy that Gillespie tried in Virginia. The results would suggest not so much. As Michael Tackett wrote in the New York Times, lessons from off-year elections can be overdrawn, but the Virginia race strongly suggests that Republicans running in swing states will have to choose a side rather than try to straddle an uncomfortable line. Mr. Trump's blunt force, all-or-nothing approach has worked in deeply conservative areas, but Republicans will have trouble replicating that in certain states in the midterms next year when faced with a diverse, highly educated electorate like the one in Virginia. So is it now a time for choosing? Will Republicans decide to fish with Trump or cut bait, and do they need to? Don't be too sure. President Trump jab in bots for the Washington Post. Yes, the results in Virginia would seem to suggest that not why embracing Trump while echoing his nationalist, culture warrior messaging didn't exactly work. But as Tackett notes, we're talking about one race. We're also talking about movement of a few points in a tough state for Trump and Trumpism. Trump lost Virginia by 5 points last year, and Gillespie lost by 9 points Tuesday. While other swing states trended toward Trump, Virginia continued its long-running path away from the GOP. Second, the last time there was a big race featuring a highly educated electorate and a GOP candidate who conspicuously kept Trump at arm's length, it was Georgia's special election candidate Karen Handler. She won, even beating Trump's margin in the well-thought Atlanta suburbs by a few points. No two races are created equal, but Georgia's 6th district is demographically similar to Virginia. It's 62% white compared to Virginia's 63%. Its median income ranks toward the top nationwide, as does Virginia's. It is mostly highly educated suburbs, and Virginia has lots of those. The difference, of course, is that Georgia's 6th was much more GOP-leaning before Trump came along, having delivered wide margins for previous Republicans who ran there. Handel may have slightly bettered Trump's numbers, but she far underperformed previous GOP candidates there. Still, the point is that we're talking about movement on the margins here, relative to 2016. Gillespie did a few points worse than Trump with his Trumpism without Trump message, while Handel did slightly better while not why embracing Trump. In the New Jersey governor's race Tuesday, Lt. Gov. Kim Godogno ran with a late message focused on sanctuary cities and illegal immigrant crime, and actually did slightly better than both Trump last year and Mitt Romney in 2012, taking 42.5% of the vote in her loss to Gov-elect Phil Murphy D, and she did it despite being hampered by hugely unpopular outgoing Gov. Chris Christie's 22% approval rating. The other data point that's worth emphasizing here is that Gillespie didn't have a turnout problem. In fact, the 1.18 million votes he's got so far is 17% more than 2013 GOP nominee Ken Cuccinelli received 1.01 million in another closely led race. The problem for Gillespie was that Democratic turnout was up even more. In other words, it didn't seem that Gillespie's choice not to embrace Trump turned off would-be voters who support Trump. There is certainly evidence to suggest Trumpism without Trump isn't the best electoral strategy, but it's still not a totally compelling case. And Republicans in swing areas who have been gingerly dancing around Trump's tweets and controversies will probably still feel the need to do so. This strategy, after all, has never really been one of choice.